Hello, I've created some tools on how to extract the details on the battle statistics, specifically the total damage. And I've and it will be like put everything into a single Excel sheet. So what it does here is that every single frame it captures the damage numbers using OCR, and then it like just writes everything into an Excel spreadsheet. So it will look something like this. This is sort of the raw CSV file, and the damage is somewhere here. Hold on now. Where is it? Yes. In a column like this. And everything will be recorded based on the whatever's on the BA. So this will come in like a few different parts. The first one being to create the Excel sheet. The second one being how to tidy up the Excel sheet, and the third one being to generate a chart from the Excel sheet. So the first thing we will want to have is to have a recording, something like this with the battle analysis window open. You might also want to make sure that you have some buffs that are in the buffs UI. So because that can also be recorded in this place. So in this case, I have like a video that have me in my Kalos run, and then another part is me being in a training center. So over here, there are like two different battle analysis, one Kalos and then one training center. And before that, I will also try to show how to get all the different buffs, which is in this page, so that we can continue tracking the buffs in the two different scenarios. So the first thing so this method is like used a lot into Google Colab and also quite a bit into your Google Drive. So you will need to put the video inside. Uh, you should be putting the video in your Google Drive. That will instead of YouTube also, that will prevent the video from being compressed. So if you were to look at the video here, hold on. If you were to look at the video properties over here, that is like at a really high data rate. And then if it's a YouTube video, not sure if I still have them, the data rate is probably about 4,000, which is like a significantly lower quality. Let me check if I still have that. I guess it's gone by now. Okay, anyway. So the first thing that we will do is to create the different folders like buff icons, mask, and debuff icons. So what each of this does is the mask is to set the area where the OCR reads. And then the buff icons are the buffs that you have. And then the debuff icons are the debuffs that we will be tracking. So I will be removing everything here for now. Okay. So what we want to start is to go to this GitHub and then get the frame sampling file out. Okay, how do I download this file? We will be uploading the file to Google Drive, preferably in mm, preferably in the same folder as your test video. So let me get that up. So at the start, what we will be doing first is to like prepare the different frames to so that we can get all those buffs and the mask. So here is like I'm just going into a lot of different places to I mean the different code cells to run the code. This is Google Colab. Mainly you are like using mm, you are like using Google's machines to like run all this code. So I press something by accident. So here I will just be using Shift Enter to run the code. And this is done. So for this step, I will be linking up the Google Drive into Google Colab. So that is like putting the linking up your Google Drive to the virtual machine. So now if you notice, the drive is inside Maple Damage Analyzer so that we can get access to the videos. Alternatively, if you do not want to link the drive, you can like just upload it directly by dragging and dropping the video like this. But there will be a problem because your files will be deleted when this gets disconnected. So now I will be installing the dependencies. Sounds like there's no issues here. And then doing the import. Hmm. Hold on. Hmm. Okay. How do I hide output again? Oh, oh. Ah. But why is color thief used though? I will need to add this to my repo. No. Okay. Anyway, I have just fixed that. This will take a while. And then for this, we will be filling up the directory where the test video is located. So in this case, mine is in the Maple resource, my Google Drive. So that will be like start with drive/my drive, which is in over here. And then Maple resource, then test video.mp4. If we were to look back over here, it's like Maple resource, test video, my drive, Maple resource, test video.mp4, which is this. And then the timestamp that I want is, hold on, where's the video again? The timestamp that I want will be this timestamp, which is 9 seconds. That will be for the buffs. 9 seconds. So run the lines. And then you see the frame over here. You can use the next line to save your frame, though I don't really recommend that, because this will be removed afterwards. So what I will do is to use the normal method to save an image. Now maybe I'll put a little label, buff UI, so that I can edit it afterwards. Okay, that will be the buffs. And then I will want an image with the boss HP. That will be 437. I'm just picking a random one. Does this have, yep, the boss HP is here. I will need to find another one with a very long buff UI, because that is how I will be trying to find the buff. That will be how I'm going to find the buffs. So this is 454. So let me check whether the buff UI is here. Yep, that's like 4x3, which is my maximum. So same thing, save image. This will be my buff UI. Yeah. Okay, actually I can use this as boss HP since boss HP will also be here. Okay, so now that I have the sample image, oh yes, before I get there, I have this thing to like go to the next frame. So for example, if I want to go to the next frame, I can just use this and then shift enter to run the code, and then this will be the next frame. And then if let's say I want like 10 frames at one go, notice the ball is like going a little downwards. So let me do that again. This is like going down now. Okay. So what I will be doing here is to get the different buffs out from here, and also the different components. So here, wait, that's I want to do that here. So I will be tracking a few. I'll be tracking this one, death blow, ROR, and then my grand cross. So what I will be doing is I will first create like 5 of them. So that I have some idea on what sort of things do I want. So the first one will be, I will name it Holy Unity. Okay, that's the actual name. Holy Unity. The second one will be Grand Cross. Third one ROR. Death Blow. Origin. Do I have 5? Death Blow, Origin, ROR, Grand Cross, Holy Unity. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's everything. So what I will be doing here, I will crop everything and then making sure that all the buffs are of the same, all the images are of the same size. So this is, so crop it as small as I can. Of course, resizing is not a good idea here. So 45 by 45. I will need to make sure that everything are the same size here. This is Grand Cross. Forty-five by 45. What's the next one? Holy Unity. I think GMS call it Divine Echo over here. And I think I should have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ROR feels weird for some reason. Okay, now I'm back to my Google Drive, and then I will be uploading this view into my buff icons folder. So here DevFlow, Grand Cross, Holy Unity, Origin, and the last one is ROR. Okay, while that's like being uploaded, I will delete them. Press the delete button. Never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will delete them and then we're on the next one. I won't need this anymore. Now I will be working on this. So I will be taking a few items. First being the boss percentage, and then the combat time, and then total damage. So these are like 3 different masks. I forgot that I need the bind icon later. There's a 9 over here. I won't be using this frame. I will be doing that in a bit. So I will be copying 3 of them. The first one is boss percentage underscore PCT. Make sure you have the underscore PCT over here. The second one will be combat time. For the mask, you will need to follow the name exactly. So in this case, it is C time BA. But then this one is optional. The next one is damage BA. So over here, I will go with the boss percentage first. What I will do is to open a new layer so that I can like see what is going on afterwards. So I will be putting a white square around this. I mean a rectangle, but not covering the percentage. So what I prefer to do is no outline and then solid fill so that I can like slowly drag along. And then try to avoid covering the dark areas. And then make it as more as possible, but covering everything except the percentages. The reason why percentages is like not used is because it messes up OCR quite a bit. Like for example, reading it as 0, 1 or 7, sometimes even 4 and 6, which I have no clue how that's done. Okay, I'll put the rest as black and then I save the file. So combat time, this is the same. No outline, solid fill, and then I'll cover this part up. And then damage PA, this is a little different because the numbers might go a little further. So if I were to open it if I were to open the video back, it will look something like this, which is it's like goes on to the next digit. So what I will be doing is also the same thing, except that my rectangle is a little bit bigger towards the left. So that will look something like this. No outline, and then solid fill, then rectangle 2, and then I see a little bit of yellow, maybe 2 pixels up, and then I see a little bit of the commas, 2 pixels down. See the last scene of KA? Yeah, I guess that will be something like that. Double check. Okay, looks good. I think maybe I will... never mind. I don't think I need it to be too long, since the video is like only a few minutes. But then if you need it to be longer, you can. I mean, yeah, you can do that. So this tree will be the mask. I will also need a mask for the buff icon, which I completely forgot. Now I will be putting saving another one. Just double check if this has, yeah, this is okay. Save image. And then save image. And then I will also need to find a frame for the bind icon. So that should be 9 seconds. So I think that will be like about 10 seconds afterwards. So let's see. Where's the video? 454. Okay, something like this. 502. So 5M02S. Run this, and then yeah, this pretty clear image. And then so if it's like the one that's a little gray, I don't recommend having that. Mm. Yeah, something like this. I don't really recommend putting this in. Okay, so back to editing. So this over here, I will want the bind icon. Also similar to the one just now, that will be 45 by 45 pixels. But then that's only limited to my case. If you are playing on the if you are recording on the highest resolution, yours might be like maybe 50 by 50 pixels. I think I will prefer one more pixel to the left. Yeah, this is what the bind icon will look like. And then that will be my debuff. Where is it? Debuff icon, bind. And then for the mask, I will do that in a bit. Buff icons are all these over here, just to make sure that the width and the height must be a multiple of the individual icons. So, layer, I will be drawing a white box here too. I want no outline and then a solid fill. And then here it is 180, 135. This will mean that the different tiles will be at like a grid. So maybe something like row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3, row 1, column 4. And then row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2, 3, 4, something like this. Now I will be putting everything else as black and then I save it. So this will be my buff icon. The next one is my debuff icon. For this, since I will be doing only one, I will be only tracking on one debuff, so I will be putting a 45 by 45 white square over here. But then if you want, you can put a slightly longer one. So it will be row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3, row 1, column 4. You can put it a bit longer, that's fine. So no outline, solid fill, a square, or 45 by 45. I forgot to put a layer. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, this is perfect. Double check. I guess that's good. And then make the rest black and I'm all good. So now I have everything I need. I will be uploading this to my mask. Okay, that's done. I'm just double check. I have my buff icons, buff UI mask, bind icon, bind mask. Let me check. Let me double check if that's there. Buff icon mask. Yep. And then boss percentage and battle analysis. Okay, now for the videos. I mean now for the different output. This is my video directory. Maple resource test video. Is that correct? Maple resource test video. Yep. And then Maple resource. I will want my output to be just result because that will be my first colors video, or maybe I can put something like result colors. And then this will be my debug directory. Highly recommended for you to put something there, since we will be referring to the crops quite a lot later. And then the mask that is in the mask folder. Mask folders this. And then buff icons. Buff icons, yep, looks correct. Debuff icon. Debuff icons, looks correct. And then I will need to get the start time and end time for my analysis. So that will be, that's the video again. Let me also delete this in the meantime. That should be before my first burst. So I can do something like over here. So 42 seconds to maybe my third burst about a 4 minutes range. So about here will be good. 454. Yeah, 42 to 454 is 42. 4 minute 54 seconds. And then set up the constants. Double check that everything you need is over here. And then start to process. This will take like quite some time. Probably about 1 second for every second of video that is like analyzed. So what this does is that it will add a result.csv file to this path that you specify. So in this case, it is in my Google Drive, Maple resource, and then colors.csv, which will be over here. Yet it's not here yet. But anyway, that's the debug crops. Yep, where did it go? But anyway, so yeah, these are the different crops that that was from the video. Hmm? I really couldn't find the CSV. Did I do something wrong? Eh? Hmm. Oh well, doesn't matter. if it's like if it's not in the Google Drive, that's another way of retrieving it, which is to dig inside the drive over from this side. Let me try finding it. Hmm. While waiting, let's get the second part out. I will be starting it over here, which is 840 to maybe about here, 1340. So let me edit this while waiting. I wonder why it's taking so long. System RAM. Is it because I'm using it free? Oh, yes. Execution ended. So, oh, yes. The result.csv is already out. Oh, wait, I will start the next execution while showing. So, double check directory. And then 840 to 13. And then I'll make sure that I should not overwrite my previous file. Okay. So here, let's start the execution. So this is the output by the script. So it gives the timestamp, the buff and bind details, and then the damage. Like for example, these 4 to 5 columns, it saw the death blow buff, and then this is the damage which for most part we are quite interested in. I think I will be leaving this alone and then start to clean up. And then the next session, we will be looking into how to clean up the data. And then for the third session, that will be how to look at the data.